one of my friends, Lindsay, has asked me to demonstrate how to make your own sourdough starter. So I'm going to go through the process with you. Right now I have one of my books from when I went to school for patisserie and baking. This is Advanced Patisserie and Baking Foundations from Wayne Gislin. It's a simple book. It's pretty thin, and it gets to the point. This is from like 2014, so I'm sure there are new versions out, but it still has a lot of great recipes in it. I'm going to be simulating this process, so if you want to grab a pen and a paper at this time to write it down, now would be a great time to do that. Or you can save this video to reference back in the future. This is going to make quite a bit of sourdough starter, but that's okay. There's a discard process, and then you will have enough on hand to make whatever bread you want to make, and then continue feeding your starter so that you can have it for as long as you keep it alive. So I have a mixing bowl and I have a kitchen scale. And the reason why I have a kitchen scale is because all of my professional recipes are in weights, okay? So if you don't have a kitchen scale, you can find them at TJ Maxx, you can find them at Kohl's and other stores like that, usually for under $10. I've even found them on Amazon for relatively cheap prices. So I'm going to turn on my scale, and it should be zeroed out at this point. And in this bowl, I'm going to add 8 ounces of water and 8 ounces of organic, unbleached whole wheat flour. You don't have to buy a big bag of it, maybe like a 5-pound bag, and that should do plenty to keep your starter going or to get the process going. The reason why organic whole wheat unbleached is because it has more yeast naturally present in the flour. So I've added in my 8 ounces of flour. I've added in my 8 ounces of water. I'm going to mix it up until it forms a mixture. I'm going to cover my bowl tightly in plastic wrap. I'm going to set it to the side and forget about it for 3 whole days. Yes, just leave it for 3 days. Now, on day 3, at the end of day 3, I'm going to come in, I'm going to unwrap my bowl, and to this mixture, I'm going to go ahead and add in another 8 ounces of that whole wheat organic unbleached flour. I'm going to mix it together, and at this point, the dough is going to be stiffer. It's not going to be as loose as our first mixture was over the 3-day period, okay? So I'm going to let that sit for another 1 to 2 days. You can go 2 days. This is stage 1 was the first part where we just did the water and flour. Stage 2 is where we added in the additional flour to that mixture. And now we're going to move on to stage 3 after 2 days. So on stage 3, we're going to go ahead and take 12 ounces of that organic unbleached whole wheat flour, pop it in there. We're going to add in 6 ounces of water to it, and then we're going to add in 8 ounces of our starter from stage 2. 8 ounces of that mixture from stage 2. I hope everybody's following along. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment. We're going to go ahead and mix that together, right? And it should double in volume within 8 to 12 hours, okay? So while your starter is out on the counter, you need to feed it every single day to keep it healthy and strong. So what that means is discarding and adding in new water and flour. As I showed you all, in my previous video, okay? So now that my starter is alive and active, weigh out whatever you want to keep. This is easier. Weigh out whatever you want to keep. Weigh out 12 ounces, 15 ounces, whatever. And then you're going to go ahead and add in half flour, half water until it's the equal weight of the starter that you started with. Mix that all together, okay? Wrap it up, put it in a container with a lid and wrap it up with plastic wrap. Pop it in the refrigerator. This is good for 1 week in the refrigerator. You need to make sure that you're taking your starter out every week, doing a discard, and then feeding it again, and then wrapping it back up and putting it in the refrigerator if you're not going to be baking bread every week. When you want to use your starter, take it out the day before, feed it and do a discard, let it sit until the next day, and then your starter should be super active. You'll be able to use it for your bread, and then you're going to feed it again, wrap that up, and pop it into the refrigerator. It sounds confusing. It's really not once you get the hang of it. And again, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I hope this has been informative and helpful.